If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and will heal their land. Where all this pride coming from, huh? We denied the sun from the jump, number one. Number two, we worship all these falsified deities, sending vain praises up, worshiping our enemies. Three, we glorify, put our trust in man, idolizing doctrines that's abominable to man, and we puffed up like we done something, even though the prophets told us that the Lord would turn from us, utterly destroy us, homeland desolate, told us he would scatter us. Tell me, what you thought that meant? Most these pastors teaching nonsense in the pulpits, ministers of Satan, that's who they be fooling with, doctrines of devils, demons in your reign, sin and iniquity, never-ending pain. Pray the Lord forgive me, I blaspheme his name, in my holy ignorance, have mercy on me, man, have mercy on me, man. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon him, for he cares for you. I was a sinner and I know it, trying to change though. Read scripts, trying to apply them to my life, so I had to make some changes, call it audible. Cause some things I was doing was abominable. Had a slice of humble pie, you should try it, be sure. It's that inner self that you should be trying to reach. It's that daily bread that we should be trying to eat. The spirit mindset we should be trying to keep. All this hatred is of Satan, he deceived us all. But if we believe on the Son, he gon' redeem us all. Glorified bodies, but are you teachable? Or do you just wanna do what you wanna do? That's a question we gotta ask ourselves, cause that sound like self-worship and that's a path to hell. Well, as for me, I'ma humble on down, and with a trembling heart pray for my crown. Now, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is God which worketh in you, both to will and to do of his good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world, holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Christ, that I have not run in vain, neither labored in vain. Yea, and if I be offered upon the sacrifice and service of your faith, I joy and rejoice with all of you. For the same cause also do ye joy and rejoice with me. And rejoice with me. And rejoice with me.
All right, family. Y'all see the QR code over there? You can scan that. I'm going to take that down. This one in the right-hand corner. All right. Take that down. You can scan that. It'll take you to Rumble and Patreon and other links. I'm trying it out right now. All right, family. Shalom. Shabbat shalom. Okay, let me see. I want to tell my personal testimony about doing time. How I know that these folks don't care. And I was in most of the guards were black. See, most of the guards were black. I had an abscessed tooth. Went months untreated. I kept filling out forms, didn't do nothing. It abscessed. Whole face was swollen. The guys didn't even recognize me no more in prison. They didn't even recognize. We was like in a barracks. It's about like probably 30 to 50 guys under one roof. And I began to sleep more and more. You know, I had an abscessed tooth. But and then one day while I was asleep, I was on the top bunk. I began to taste some funny taste in my mouth, and I woke up. What it was that poison. It erupted. I woke up. I jumped out of the bed and hit the. As soon as I jumped out, I didn't fall. I couldn't stand up. That was the first time I ever passed out. Them guys started beating on the windows and doors. Anyway, I went to Parchman for about a month. Them guys thought I was dead. I was in the hospital. They asked me what kind of food did I want. I said, give me something in a straw. I didn't want to take a chance on choking. Shalom, family. I'm telling y'all, if you love your family, check on them. In sick and in prison, See what I'm saying? Now I understand if you got kinfolk that's terrible kinfolk. I got a cousin. He was asking for help a few months. I can't give it to him. All he do is steal. Long handle spoon. I understand. Okay, but yeah, check on your folks. Now, so I kind of take this personally. But anyway, them guys, just think about it though. If I'd have been one of I was in there minding my own business. I read my Bible, whatever the folks doing, that's them. I'm not the most high, I'm not a police. So whatever they had going on didn't have nothing to do with me. And if people ask me for prayer, I prayed for them, and they asked me what stuff meant in the Bible. Most High would tell me what to tell them. But this guy, look at this man. How many of y'all heard about this? Just put a 4 in the chat if y'all heard about this. If y'all heard about this man here. Look. See, this stuff go on all the time. I'm gonna show it to you. Y'all make sure y'all got Rumble on backup. Make sure you got Rumble on. Hey, it ain't live. Hold on. Let me make sure this thing is live. It's supposed to be live. Okay, it's live. Y'all make sure y'all got Rumble on standby. Last week. Yeah, that's what they do. That's why I call them concentration camps. See, you'll recognize if somebody got guns, herding you into a concentration camp like Hitler. They got guns and they forcing you to go somewhere. Okay? Just because they black don't mean nothing. Okay? If you end up in a place, it's best to sit back, be quiet, and peep what's going on. Okay? I was in another prison. See what happened to that prison? A tornado come through and tore that prison down. I was in it. Tornado come through and tore it down. Didn't nobody die. But yeah. So I got shipped down south to Stone County. And I noticed wasn't no white guys in the zone. They call them zone. Wasn't no white guys in there. I got in there. I'm like, okay. They run them white guys out of there for they were snitching. But come to find out, the police was putting the drugs in there. Think about it, family. How can somebody that's incarcerated keep a steady supply of drugs? These guys smoke like they was out on the street. Okay, but anyway, the police was in on it. But back to this. Look, let me see, can I find a video? I almost forgot to put this up here. And this is the main reason why I did a video because of this. And I almost forgot to put him up there. See, what's his brother's name? Let me see what's his brother's name. Let me do a little reading right quick. Look at this. Look. Man becomes the least 15th preventable death in Alabama. Look. Don't y'all let this scare y'all. If you got to go to jail protecting yourself and your people, just go. Don't let this cower you down now. Because it's more people in prison than it is them guards. Oh, people can break out if they want to. But anyway, I'm just saying, just look. Let me get this name of his brother. Something ain't right. I'm telling y'all. But then you have to factor into. I'm gonna tell y'all. See, look, just type it in and do your and do your little research, okay? Or you can type these title in. See this WWDOC state. This is gonna be Alabama. All right, here. Type that. Y'all all know how to research by now. Hold on. Dope bell picking up something. Hold on. All right, let me move on. Okay. Look at this. I just found this in the last. Let me see what this is. Last 5 minutes. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah. Huh? Castillo Vaughn. Okay, hold on. Thank you, baby. Okay. All right. It went off. All right. Let me. Yeah, here's name. All right. Y'all forgive me. Not really, but Costello. See, let me see. Y'all hear me. Let me go back. Costello. This should be a video right here. All right, here we go. We cooking now. Where the volume at? Maybe they ain't got no volume. Let me try to find y'all something with some volume to it. Costello. Yeah, he gonna set us free. The Most High is gonna set us free. Let me see if this gonna help. No, it ain't. I'll just show it and y'all can read it. It was all over the news. Let me see, can I find it? Let me see, can I find it on? I don't like going to Undisputable because they got a left-wing LGBT agenda, Democrat. But let me see, can I find it? See, can I find it? Yeah, I should have had. I usually have my stuff better together, but hey, here it is. Here we go.
Exclusive update. The Department of Justice is now involved in the case we have been covering since last week as it relates to Mr. Vaughn, Mr. Castillo Vaughn, who is a prisoner in an Alabama state prison. I want to remind you, get you caught up, and give you a background as to what's happening now. Here's some of the background. There's a man in the Alabama state prison who is in this condition. Here it is. Look at it. You see that? You see that, right? That's not some prisoner of war.
Yes, he is.
This is a man inside of an.
See what I'm talking about? He a prisoner of war. You put people in areas and you poison their water. Those are war crimes. You give us food that's malnourishing the body. War crimes. Only difference is we ain't hip to what's going on. We ain't got no gun. The guns is the policemen that come and go. Those are the Nazi guns. See, we're looking for Hitler and the soldiers and the guns. Okay. Now they probably gonna flag this video too, but so what? Y'all get the Rumble link ready. All right. See, now they use the medicine is they got these racially medicines, these racially shots that can target black folks. That's more dangerous. That go your medical division of the new Nazi. Okay, your Nazi guards is the darn police that kills with impunity. Those are your guards. Hitler is the damn government. From sea to shining sea. That's Hitler. Let's go here. And the concentration camp is wherever we are. We gonna keep you Negroes poor so your living choices is limited. We gonna keep you Negroes poor because you can't get a legal team together and fight and sue us. We gonna keep you Negroes poor while we kill you and target you in this concentration camp that we placed you in due to financial hardships. All right?
Alabama State Prison. Here's what he looked like before. Okay? I'm going to give you the background to this insanity. A South Alabama woman is pleading for help after she received photos of her brother showing him in dire medical distress in a state prison. 32-year-old Castelio Bond, looking well enough and healthy in that picture, which was taken July 24th. He's currently an inmate at Elmore Correctional Facility. He began serving a 20-year sentence in 2019 for multiple convictions for burglary and unlawful breaking and entering a vehicle. He was up for parole in June, but was denied. He will be eligible again for parole consideration June of 2027. Now let's go back to these other pictures. This was on September 2nd, unable to sit up, obviously malnourished. His eyes are almost rolling up into the back of his head. His sister, Cassie, detailed in Facebook Wednesday the horrific decline of her brother's health after receiving 2 photos of him this week with the message, "Get help. Get help." This was Vaughn just 2 days ago. This was September 21st. Do you see this? It's hard to look at, I know. Promise you it's harder for him to go through it. It's harder for the family to know this is happening. Now, I'm highlighting this story because for some reason, this state prison has some kind of control over the local media in Alabama, but they do not control me.
All right. Well, he's gonna give an update. Okay, let me do the update. I didn't want to do the video, but he's gonna do the update. Notice his clothes changed if y'all paid attention.
On that day on Friday, I said exactly what I would do. I activated a private investigator and a civil rights attorney to go to the state of Alabama. I went to the state of Alabama on Friday.
Yeah. See, enough people get together, put their money together. See what I'm talking about? Enough people get together, put the money together. You can do the same thing. Kind of glad I played this now.
I activated a private investigator and a civil rights attorney to go to the state of Alabama. I went to the state of Alabama on Friday night. I called the prison facility and made them aware that 1 or 2 things were going to happen on Saturday. Either A, I would be assured that Mr. Vaughn was receiving medical care and his family could speak directly to him, or B, you will have to call the local sheriff in order to arrest me from the premises of the institution of that particular jail. This is what happened. Cassie, the sister, I was able to make direct contact with her. I put her in contact with the civil rights attorney, Harry Daniels. Harry Daniels was able to talk directly to Mr. Vaughn on that Saturday and coordinated with Benjamin Crump and Lee Merritt. Now, Benjamin Crump, Lee Merritt, and Harry Daniels are all representing Mr. Vaughn. In addition to that, the private investigator has uncovered systemic issues that are connected to Alabama state prison system at large. Also,
all right, I'm gonna drop the link in the chat for y'all. Y'all remember, this is a Democrat, left-leaning, so they got an agenda. Y'all grown, y'all ought to be able. All you gotta do is obey the word. That's all you gotta do. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. We neither one of them. Ain't now one of them talking about doing anything for us, and the Most High got it set up that way. He said nobody was going to get us out of this. Nobody but him. Let me drop this in the chat for y'all. Have any of y'all tried that QR code up there in the right-hand corner? Y'all tried that QR code right there. Scan that with your camera phone. Scan that with your camera phone. All right? Let me know if it's working right. There go that video. Y'all can check that out yourself. All right. I've seen a guy that couldn't even walk and hold a cup straight without pouring the water out. He couldn't even walk and hold a cup straight. That guy should have been in the hospital somewhere. He should have been in the hospital somewhere. Guess who took care of him? The gangbangers took care of him. They didn't mistreat him. See, y'all want to throw all of us away. Some of us will learn. Sometimes, Now, I'm not saying be a fool. Let the person bring forth fruits of repentance. That way, evidence that you know they changed. But yeah, guy should have been in the hospital. He couldn't even walk without pouring water out of his cup. I seen another guy with one leg in there. One leg. They don't care. Let me get back on track here. Let me share this screen. Let me see which way I'm going to go first. Let me get some kind of... Let me show y'all some of this water. They got bad water in here too. All right? They got bad water in here. And you wonder, see, if people is being treated like animals all the time, that has a psychological effect. All right? I'm not making no... I just want you to understand. If you want people to act better, treat them better. It is a known fact. If you put people in hostile environments, they're going to start reacting hostile. Okay? It's a known fact. All right, let me see here. Look, oh, yeah. Now, you got in the children, the language. Okay? You got in the children, I'm warning you, the language. So y'all get your children, send them in the next room or whatever. Okay? Yeah. This whole thing. Okay, I got several videos. This whole thing. All right, you got children, shift them out to, or whatever you're gonna do. Teach them or whatever, how you teach them. All right, here we go.
See, look at this shit. Look how I'm running charges. Look how I'm running my power to myself. Ain't nobody else got power. Look at all them trades. They got shit in them trades. Shit.
How is you running a prison and no power? Look at all those cords. That's a fire hazard. Look at the trays. The water ain't flushing. The toilet ain't flushing. They're using the bathroom in the trays and throwing the trays out. There's nobody cleaning. Let me refresh the page so you can see it again.
Look, man, the power is out. Look at all them trays on the floor. Ain't lying. You can't see shit. Ain't no federal government. You gotta put that out there, bro. Look at all the trays on the ground, man. You bitches ain't cleaning up. The power's out. Ain't no power. Look.
That's parchment.
That's my toilet right here, man. Look, that's cardboard. Look, that's my right phone. Look at that, bro. Look, can't flush. You can't flush shit. No water. No, we still look. Look at this shit. Folks got bottles of water. Shit, we got bottles. Look at this shit. They giving us 5-6 bottles of water. Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit. Look, man, show them the shit. Look at this shit. Look how I'm running charges. Look how I'm running my power to myself. Ain't nobody else got power. Look at all them trays. They got shit in them trays. Shit. Real ass. Look, man, the power is out.
Okay.
Look at all them trays on the floor.
Okay. The reason why they take a dump in the trays. Yeah, that is parchment. Because the toilet ain't flushing. You got to be in there all day long with 23 hours a day. Smelling that. I know some of y'all think this is all right for some people. May y'all have mercy on you. I've been in there. I know what it is. And I don't care what you think about me. Sure don't. They're my brothers. As far as I'm concerned.
I ain't worried about nobody. I ain't worried about nobody. I got it. This is our bathroom. This is how we live. This is how we got to do. This is how we see. Look at this. Look how they come in here. They come there helping us. They helping us. They busting holes in the wall. They out in here. They helping us. Man, this how I'm living over here in Unit 30. We don't get close once a year. Look at this shit. We don't get close.
Uh-oh. That's right. Closed about once a year. That's a leak. That place needs to be condemned. That's just different pictures. Look at that. One of them videos, it was raining in there. Looked like a waterfall coming in. How are you going to stay healthy and the bathroom is filthy? Germs, water everywhere. Come on. And you wonder why people is dying left and right. Let me see what it said. What is this? Yeah, but you wonder why people dying left and right. Okay, let me get back over here. Thank you. All right. Let me go to the next one. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I call them. This here is prison. This here is a whole list. Oh, let me put that video on Patreon right now. I forgot. I ain't gonna use YouTube. I forgot, Sister Kathy. Hold on. My fault. Y'all remind me. Keep me straight. I got to get it together. Let me get it together. Let me put it on Patreon. Okay. I'm gonna just share the link. Hold on. Let me see here. Hold on. Okay. I missed y'all. Hold on. What's he doing this for? Oh, hold on, y'all. Right here. Okay. I'm messing wrong stuff. I must be tired of what I worked pretty hard this week. I worked pretty hard this week, y'all. When Mikael went live, I was like, yeah, I needed a little rest. I was finna do something. I was finna do this then. Mikael did a video. Yeah. I'm gonna just put P.O.W. I come and y'all see what the thumbnail say. But yeah, I did shoot. I work hard, man. Let me see if it's working. All right, let me know if it's working now, Sister Kathy. Okay, yeah, it should work. All right, thank you. All right, now let me get back over here. It'll play the whole thing when it go back because I just shared the link. Well, you know, if you take it down, that's another place you can watch the video. All right, this guy here, he do prison video. YouTube done took a couple. I don't know who he is, never met him. YouTube took a couple of his videos down. But all right. Let me see here. Let me go somewhere else. Right here. These are all the violations in the prison. All these violations. Now, I don't know if they're going to take it down because of the music or not. To the point right now, I don't care. But here we go. Or should I play it last? Y'all just go over there to Rumble. That's what you do. If it go down, just go straight to Rumble. I'll let you know if it come back up.
Inmates are the one that do the damage to the very rooms that they are living in.
Now, I'm going to tell you how you know that's a lie. He said the inmates are doing the damage to the room that they're living in, right? No. You ain't keeping up the building. It got to be maintained. You got people. Now, some of them might be. You got people in and out prison, in and out. You people using the shower on a daily basis. They're using the toilet on a daily basis. That stuff gets broken because you got a whole lot of people in there taking showers, taking a dump. Okay? The stuff gonna get bad. I've had to take cold showers for a couple of months because they wouldn't fix the hot water. I even had to fix the cooler in the prison so the food wouldn't go bad. They didn't call nobody to fix the darn cooler. I'm out there fixing the cooler. Then I told him, I said, man, it ain't gonna last long. I was telling him part was out. He didn't do it. The thing went out again. But I'm telling y'all, I don't know about nowhere else, but these heathens is full of lies. And looking at Alabama, they the same. Okay, telling y'all, he lying. That's a half truth. This is the same man that looked like he helping Brett steal money from the poor black folks. Okay, play that back for you.
That do the damage to the very rooms that they are living in.
So you mean tell me all these inmates did all this damage? You didn't charge nobody for the damage. How come you didn't charge nobody? Oh, that's right, because you ain't got enough. The guards ain't doing their job. So if the guards were doing their job, they come by. See, I know how it's supposed to go. They come by with a little notepad, looking. They come by looking at stuff. They looking at the showers. They looking at the walls. They looking to see if anybody broke out in the windows. They come through checking stuff off. That's how it's supposed to go. They come through. They supposed to count. They was counting like every couple of hours. That's how you know they ain't doing that. That's a lie. They come through and they check off if something broke. They check it off. If something went out, they check it off. If something, like a light fixture doesn't went bad, they write it down. Come on now.
Within just 1 week in prisons across Mississippi, 5 inmates have died at the hands of other prisoners.
I'm going to go back to that other video. I pressed the wrong button, but listen, I'm going to go back. All right.
Died at the hands of other prisoners. Just 1 week in prisons across Mississippi, 5 inmates have died at the hands of other prisoners. The killings have highlighted a system with serious problems, even beyond just this brutal violence. William Brangham has more.
That's right, Amna. Those deaths were just the tip of the iceberg. From staffing problems to crumbling facilities, Mississippi's correctional system is in a dire situation that puts prisoners and guards at risk. Jerry Mitchell is the founder of Mississippi's Center for Investigative Reporting, and he's been investigating conditions in Mississippi prisons with a grant from ProPublica, and he joins me now. Jerry, thank you very much for doing this. I wonder, in your series, you talk about several different prisons and problems in them, but you really focus on one particular prison in Parchman, Mississippi. Can you tell us a little bit about what you found there?
Well, we found just a host of problems. You have everything from just like the drinking water has had nearly 100 major violations of the Safe Drinking Water Act. The photographs of birds eating off.
Let me break that down to you. You got 100 charges. You got 100 acts of illegal activity going on by the state. Who's responsible? If you in violating the Clean Water Act, okay, now put that in context with Jackson, Mississippi. Who's responsible? Put that in context with Flint, Michigan. Who's responsible? See, you see what I'm talking about? Prison is for us, not them.
Nearly 100 major violations of the Safe Drinking Water Act. The photographs of birds eating off the food trays of inmates, some of the drains, there's just garbage disposals backed up in the kitchen, and the kitchen door, big crack in it, so flies and mosquitoes and roaches can get in. And you can't imagine some of these conditions. It looks like a third world prison, to be honest with you. Some of the details of it. Then you've had these deaths since July. There have been seven homicides inside Parchman prison. So, and then five suicides too. So it's had a host of problems.
I mean, you've been reporting on Mississippi prisons for a very, very long time. Can you help us understand why in the 21st century are we still seeing conditions like this?
They haven't funded it, to be honest. I mean, they have cut the Mississippi Department of Corrections essentially about $185 million over the past 5 years. And so if they had just stayed level, they would have had $185 million more. So it's just a lot of awful conditions, no staffing, as the vacancy rate's like 50%, just all sorts of horrible things going on.
Mississippi's Governor Phil Bryant, when he was asked about some of this recent violence, blamed it largely on gang activity going on inside the prisons. How true is that?
You could say, in terms of the...
Keep this in mind, family. Even if it is gang activity going on in the prison, it's their job to take care of that. How you just gonna blame everything on the convicts and inmates? Huh? If you can't get enough guards, get our brother. A lot of us is in there for non-violent charges. Okay, why you gotta be okay? They good enough to let out and work in the daytime, but you can't let them go home free and work for themselves. I've been in there. Okay, if you ain't got enough guards, let them go. You can't take it, let them go. A lot of them in there for non-violent charges. Okay, you got very few violent offenders. That don't mean somebody can't become violent. I stay around a bunch of folks and they trying to kill me. Hey, I got to do what I got to do. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless,
activity going on inside the prisons. How true is that?
You could say, in terms of the most recent events, it was in fact a gang war going on, but inmates and their families have been expressing their frustrations to me for years and about the conditions getting worse. Did a whole package of stories in 2014 on these prisons, and I just kept hearing back from these families and inmates, it's getting worse. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. You would think they had this corruption scandal. The head of the corrections department went off to prison. You would think that the prisons would get better, but instead what happened is Mississippi legislature decided to basically quit funding them.
And I understand that there was...
Now, he said the legislature chose to stop funding the prisons. Okay, is they stealing that money? We already know that Brett got his hand in the welfare jar. Okay, Nancy New and her son, they funded money to other folks. Is that where the money going? Think about it. It ain't going to the prisons, that's for sure. It ain't going to upkeep the building.
Was federal oversight. This is from your reporting that there was federal oversight of this prison system for a long time,
Yes.
but then Mississippi apparently got its act together, and then the feds backed off, and then I guess that's when these problems got worse.
Yes, and in 2011, basically Mississippi for almost 40 years was under federal court oversight and monitoring, and so they would have these regular health reports, other reports on various parts of the prison, the conditions of the prison, and if things weren't fixed, then obviously the federal judge could step in and say, hey, wait a minute, you need to fix this. In 2012, there were no cells without lights or power. Today, there are more than 300 cells without lights or power. And so you have inmates that are literally in the dark.
That's a bird nest, y'all. You're looking at a bird nest, a squirrel nest, or something. Don't need to be in there.
And you have day rooms where it's in the dark. And so if you're a guard, that's a dangerous situation. If you're an inmate, it's a dangerous situation. So not to mention the conditions can obviously affect behavior as well. And so I think from what I'm hearing from the inmates, they're very frustrated. And so I think to some extent, was a boiling over of frustrations as well.
A few months ago, I talked with Oklahoma's governor about a recent release he had done about several hundred nonviolent, low-level prisoners to sort of reduce overcrowding there. Has that kind of a thing been suggested in Mississippi?
Yes, it has. There's some suggestion of taking basically the low level like drug possession, felony drug possession, and retroactively turning it into a misdemeanor, which would free, the estimates would be that would affect about 2,000 prisoners that would go free. And obviously that would help to ease the situation there in terms of crowding.
All right, Jerry mentioned.
I don't, my personal opinion, I don't think they're going to do that. because they want to keep the Negroes not being able to vote. These are Republicans down here. See, they give you them misdemeanors. Well, they give you them felonies, but I still could vote. But in certain cases, you won't be able to vote. All right? But I still could vote. Nevertheless. See what I'm...
From the Mississippi Center for Investigative Reporting. Thank you very, very much.
All right, let me close this out. Let me close some of these tabs. The video go. I must have. Okay, I showed that one. Hold on.
Clean water. No, notice there was no water in the cup. No substance, nothing. That's crazy. You can't even drink clean water. How we supposed to drink water? They trying to kill us, bro. That shit, boy, that's a pipe that boy, some something. That's how our water look. Go ahead and start. Feel how like they trying to kill us. Look, shit water. Shit water trying to kill us. We can't even get no clean water in here. Can't even get no clean water. No, notice there was no water in the cup. No substance, nothing. That's crazy. You can't even drink clean water. How we supposed to drink water?
Now, let's just say, and I don't know if it is or not, let's just say they drinking lead. You get guys in there drinking lead, you think they won't kill somebody. Think about it, family. I don't know what kind of pipes they got, but it's an old prison. It was there when I was a child. So they might have some lead pipes. You get enough guys in there, you get guys in there drinking all that heavy metal in them pipes, drinking that water, and you expect them to come out unscathed and in a right state of mind. All right? I'm just giving you something to think about. They want to blame the gangs. All right.
Man, them folks took us out of 29, man. MSP 29, man. Put us in 32. Condemned. This motherfucker been condemned 10 years, man. Look at the flow, man. And they just up and put us in here, man. Look at the flow. All the water in the flow, man. They trying to flood out. Look at the mildew everywhere, man, on the things. Ain't no running water. Mildew everywhere. Paint coming out the wall, bro. Mildew everywhere. Black mold, man. That's black mold. You can't even breathe that shit in, man. Look at the paint, bro. Look at this shit. This shit condemned, bro. We ain't got no running water. We ain't ate. And we ain't ate in 10 hours, man. We ain't ate nothing. Water not working. Get cold as a motherfucker here, man. Look at all that black mold, man. Ain't nobody got no mats. Ain't nobody got no mats. No mats, bro. We sleeping on straight concrete, man. No mats. Look at these guys. No mats, no power. No power, none of that. Water everywhere, man. Water everywhere. No running water, man. No running water, period. Look how old this shit is. No mat, man. We ain't got shit in this shit. Straight concrete, man. They took all our food, no hygiene. We ain't got no hygiene, no toothbrush, no running water. None of that. Look at the water on the floor, man. Ain't nobody here got no water. We record this shit so these folks. Look at all the water on the floor, man. We ain't got no phone to call out to nobody. We can't got a wild phone. Look at the mold on it, man. I'm going to shower. Yeah. Shower ain't got no water, man. We ain't took no shower since we been here. Man, show it out here. No running water, man. I seen them come out here. Bro, look at mildew everywhere, man. Who in the towel they doing? Water everywhere, man. We just sitting in here. No running water. No running water, man. Look at the water fountain. Look at the mold in this motherfucker. We got nothing to drink out of. We ain't 8 and 10 hours. We ain't got no spoon, no towel, no change, no. We ain't got no kind of water. Everything got mildew on it. Black mold.
Okay. I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run the table. They don't want to do nothing. I'm gonna do something. This is what I'm doing. I'm putting it out there. Y'all think America? Those of you overseas in Africa, y'all think America all this and all that? I'm showing you what it ain't. Y'all get this side of America too. Understand what I'm saying? Get this side of America too. Take the good and the bad, and only then can you make an intelligent, informed decision for yourself. They want to show one side like it's all gravy. No, we're going to show the other side. That's a shower. That's full of mold. I ain't never seen mold like I seen it in prison. You go in there and ain't got nothing on your feet might fall off. I didn't ever see those real black thick mold like some moss until I went to prison. And you look, ain't no proper ventilation, and you got hot water and you got concrete. Come on, that's a recipe for mold. Okay, somebody got to go in there and something. We used to have to take time going there cleaning. After all, you taking a shower in there, either clean or die, whichever one you want to do. But nevertheless. That water's supposed to cut off. That's probably why the mold in there in the first place. The shower faucet is broken, just running water. It's supposed to cut off. Those shower heads do go bad. I've seen them. Some of them won't work, and some of them the water won't cut off. They do go bad. I've seen it with my own eyes. Maybe the knob was on, or maybe it don't, but them things go bad. You think about it, you got a lot of people using them. All right, what they gonna do? It's just another article. Let me see what it says. Complete and clear disregard for life. Family members say officials were not doing enough to protect prisoner from C-19. And we know that if they ain't gonna keep the water running and the lights on, what you think? You think they're gonna care? No. Okay, I went over, I showed that video. Okay. Let me show them. Let me go back to this. Hold on. There's a video I didn't show y'all. Which one is it though? Hold on. It's something else. Hold on. That's another video. Hold on. You all right in there, Sharon? I might well add these to the thing too. Hold on. Might well add this in too. We're gonna put all of them on blast. Man, them black politicians, you know where they at, Sister Catherine. Them black politicians. So we got to be more harder on black folks than white people. White people doing what they were taught to do. These Negroes, they can't afford to be white. These Negroes will sell everybody out. They'll have everybody dead. They'll sell everybody out now. That video. I'm looking for. Okay, right here. Okay, this is the one. This video I forgot to. I closed out.
Inmates are the one that do the damage to the very wounds that they're living in.
There's a paper trail. Where the feds at? There's a paper trail. You got video evidence. You got people dying. Where is the feds? Where the Department of Injustice at? Huh? This is what they want. How do I say this is what they're not doing anything about it?
Revolution is here.
Someone asked earlier who's responsible for what's happening at Parchman. The inmates.
Stepping down ain't gonna fix the problem. Put some people in jail. The ball will get moving. The ball will get moving. All right. They might get that video. Y'all might want to scan that QR code. Y'all might want to scan that QR code, because they probably gonna get that music right there. They probably gonna get this one. Y'all might want to scan that QR code. It'll be on Rumble, Patreon. I got to the point now, I don't care. It's warfare. You give and you take. All right, let me see here. Okay, here go another one.
Can you imagine fighting to change your fate in an already crooked system? In a state more inspired by hate and race than actual discipline? Now, this may not be the case for some, but most can say that it's true, that the time for Mississippi's penal system to be exposed is past due. Only in Mississippi are inmates forced to eat dinner at 12 at night and forced to sleep in cells infested with insects and mice. No cleaning supplies to clean their living quarters. No water boil signs, although administration knows there's contaminated water. Mold on the walls, poor lighting in the cells. All the doctor prescribes is ibuprofen and expects the inmates to get well. Inmates are forced to comfort their cellmates as they take their last breath. An hour and 35, the time it took for help to arrive. How can they make it when they took that much time to get there? When tears are shed and the spirit of the dead disturb the tranquility of those seeking rehabilitation, The burden of seeing, hearing, and feeling these experiences are a dangerous combination in its manifestation. Therefore, there's no rehabilitation. Almost $1 million a year to provide education, but they're not letting them go to school. Someone advised our legislation that the people that pay taxes in this state want to know what MDOC is doing. How can they possess so much of taxpayers' money and treat the inmates like they're not human? How are so many people dying from cancer or of natural causes when they're young and healthy? Tell them to give you answers of what their commissioners have done to become wealthy. Here they constantly keep inmates on lockdown, barely let them get showers, tamper with their mail, practice illegal disciplinary procedures. They have no officers watching the inmates in the guard towers. $20 collect calls, unhealthy food service, no recreation, just surviving on their zones. They complain of being short of staff, but all of them seem to have enough staff during search and seizures for cell phones. They don't want the media to know the truth. MDOC has secrets they try to hide, but the truth is, the Mississippi Department of Corrections is an inefficient management agency practicing and participating in genocide. Many have died, but the truth is, the Mississippi Department of Corrections is an inefficient management agency practicing and participating in genocide. Many have died and are still dying. What about the mothers who are still crying, not receiving any answers, but still trying? Even if you can't feel these lines, this is my pain. Please feel mine. There's still time to save our lives. Demand an investigation on MDOC, a corporation of crime.
The thing that's different about a verbal
All right. Got another video. Hold on. I almost forgot about it. Let me just send it. Let me send it to myself. It'll be quicker than digging for it. But I'll let this play while I find this video. Here go another one.
Welcome back to CBS This Morning. I'm Gail King with Anthony Mason and Tony DeCopel. Calls for prison reform are rising after a spike in violence in correctional facilities in Mississippi. Over the last 10 days, a total of 5 inmates were killed in different state prisons. And at a troubled site called Parchman Farm, 2 violent inmates managed to escape from there last week. Well, they have since been caught. Mark Streisman is outside of that facility. But Mark, this is really part of a national issue, right?
It is, Gail, very much so a national issue. America has the world's highest incarceration rate, but staffing at federal prisons has shrunk in recent years, and critics consider Mississippi's prison system to be among America's most troubled, underfunded, understaffed, and violent. Inmates here at the Parchman facility say it's not the guards who run the place, it's the gangs. Inmates using contraband cell phones allegedly shot these images, although CBS News hasn't shot these images. Inmates using contraband cell phones allegedly shot these images, although CBS News hasn't confirmed that independently. This is Parchman Farm, home to Mississippi's death row, and lately a killing field for warring prison.
Not everybody at Parchman is on death row. See, that's a misnomer. That's a misnomer. See, if you listen to these devils, they'll have you thinking everybody at Parchman is on death row. are violent. That's a lie. See, I just caught that. That's a lie. They got a narrative. You really think they're gonna leave the doors open to prisons and people on death row? You think these supposed to be locked down 23 hours a day? You on death row, but you see the doors open, people walking around. What does that tell you?
A killing field for warring prison gangs. 3 inmates were murdered here in 3 days.
My little brother stabbed, beat up, just in a cell, and then they putting them in cells with the rivalry. How could you do that?
At least one lawsuit alleges barbaric prison conditions, rats, open sewage, abusive guards, corruption. Yet since 2014, Mississippi has slashed funding and staffing. Gangs like the Vice Lords and Black Gangster Disciples have thrived inside. Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant.
We are going to stop it. We have it under control as best we can.
But Mississippi's prison staffing is in crisis. Almost half the roughly 1,300 corrections positions in 3 major facilities remain unfilled. Salary is one issue. Even with a degree, guards start around $26,000, roughly the national poverty level for a family of 4. 65% of the state's corrections officers are women.
Why are 65% of the guards women?
Because men don't want the jobs.
Jerry Mitchell is the dean of Mississippi's investigative reporters. He has looked into its prison problems for years.
Are the inmates, the gangs, really in charge inside?
They are in charge of where you sleep, where you eat, how much you get to eat. You have towers that are empty, that used to have guards that don't have guards now. And what do?
State officials admit the gangs are a problem, but they deny that the gangs are out of control. Mississippi state troopers have been working here in Parchman in recent days. Some of them told us the regular corrections officers stopped coming to work because it was too dangerous inside. Anthony?
Well, that's quite a picture, Mark. And we understand that the prison also has corruption problems.
Corruption. Y'all think about that. What correction guard want to walk around in mold and get cancer? What correction guard wants to walk around in a prison that's condemned and get sick and they ain't making no money? I just want you to read behind that twist that he put on it.
Understand that the prison also has corruption problems.
Corruption among guards, Anthony, has been a problem here for years, maybe not surprising, given how little these folks are paid. In return, the inmates get drugs, cigarettes, and cell phones, the cell phones that took the images in that story we just put on. But without those cell phones and those images, we might not have such a clear picture of what's happening inside.
Yeah, and it's not a pretty picture, Mark. Thank you very much.
All right. I got some more different stuff. That's just some death. I was looking for videos. Now, don't forget this convict leasing. Let me see, can I find a shorter video? Y'all remember, this goes right back after slavery. These people are just like doggone zebras. They don't change their stripes. Let me see. I must play some of it, I guess.
I think there's a lot of people who say, yeah, I know the police are broken. Let's just enact the reforms that will fix it. But the question for me is, if the police are broken, when did they break? What year in American history did the police break? It seems really trite to say, if you don't study history, you're doomed to repeat it. But nothing illustrates that more than the history of policing.
Policing, in one form or another, has existed since colonial days. In the form of night watches, local sheriffs, and militias. But it wasn't until the 19th century that northern cities such as Boston created modern police departments as we would recognize them today. These northern departments were not the first example of a uniformed, publicly funded law enforcement institution in America.
By the time the northern colonies were afoot in the 17th century, the idea of keeping track of the most valuable asset in the United States, that is, enslaved Africans, animated much of what we recognize today as law enforcement.
In the 1700s, the South saw the rise of official, salaried slave patrols, whose task was to capture, control, and brutalize enslaved people.
The initial acts that empower slave patrols and militias were acts that basically empowered all white people to surveil and punish all black people.
These slave patrols were required to serve a tour of duty, usually up to a year. Individuals were compensated for their time, but they were also penalized if they did not show up for their required service.
All white people, including white children, were expected to enforce so-called slave codes. These laws were meant to prevent enslaved people from organizing or rebelling. It was against the law, for example, for enslaved people to leave their plantations, gather without a white person present, learn to read or write, or even defend themselves if attacked by a white person. After the Civil War, the 13th Amendment to the Constitution abolished slavery except as a punishment for a crime.
The South immediately moves to exploit this loophole by passing a series of crime bills known as Black Codes, which essentially criminalize all forms of Black freedom. They criminalize unemployment by adopting these very broad vagrancy laws that essentially criminalize any Black person who can't prove that they're working. Any African American who challenges the terms of work.
I hope y'all didn't miss that part where white folks was policing us, even children. You wonder why they call the police on us today. Just a side note. I just hope y'all didn't miss that part.
Barters or brokers for a better deal, turns down a terrible offer, walks away from an abusive employer or a relationship with a landowner, by definition becomes a vagrant and by definition becomes a criminal. They could then be sold at sheriff's auction back to the very person who had just claimed that they were a criminal by virtue of.
Okay, these are children right here. These are children. All right. Does the school to prison pipeline ring a bell to you? Is you picking up what I'm putting down? Why you think they got police up in the schools now? Huh? I just want to bring it home. These zebras don't change their stripes. They just put them on us.
Not accepting a fair labor deal.
This practice of convict leasing earned enormous revenues for the states who lent out their prisoners.
Don't y'all never let them devil tell y'all Black folks is lazy. Never.
And huge profits for the companies using this prison labor in mining, railroads, and other industries. The new laws effectively re-enslaved those who had just gained their freedom and required new police to take over the former duties of the slave patrols.
When you have Black people serving in political offices for the first time, when you have Black landowners in abundance, when you have Black professionals, there are Reconstruction era judges, the stakes are even higher for this everyday performance of Black subservience to white domination. It is the police who will ultimately serve that function of reminding Black people in many cases their lower status in society.
What we see is that that general way of thinking about race and thinking about disorderly people never really changes. It's kind of woven into the DNA. But it's not just because individual police officers are racist, it's because the institution.
You hear that, Negro? He been better off saying it's not only because. Let me wind it back. Negro, you were doing good.
What we see is that that general way of thinking about race and thinking about disorderly people never really changes. It's kind of woven into the DNA. But it's not just because individual police officers are racist. It's because the institution was literally created to make sure that wealthy and powerful people could extract labor.
Oh, okay. I misheard him. I misunderstood. I apologize. Okay. Y'all forgive me. I'm a little trigger happy right now. I'm on edge. I'm good though. Trust me. I'm good. I take this personal though. I've been there, I've done that, and I like to dive in there. So it's personal for me. Personal business.
Early police departments in the North had a similar goal to control labor and were notoriously corrupt.
The police functioned as an expression of political elites and powerful, affluent people who essentially wanted poor people to stay in their segregated slum communities. Police often functioned as enforcers of political machines, functioned one step removed from gangs.
Police often worked in the service of business owners who were faced with growing unrest among their labor forces in the wake of mass European immigration and rapid industrialization.
What they doing now? Mass European migration. They hauling them in here, south of the border, giving them money. The illegals get some place to stay. They broke the law to get here. The Afghans labeled as white. I've done videos showing you that the federal government consider Afghans as white. The Ukrainians, they doing the same thing over and over. What you think they're going to do? They're going to start mass incarcerating. I'm telling y'all, these zebras don't change their stripes. Play it back for you.
Of political machines functioned one step removed from gangs.
Police often worked in the service of business owners who were faced with growing unrest among their labor forces in the wake of mass European immigration and rapid industrialization.
One of the best examples of this is the Pennsylvania State Police. The institutions that precede the Pennsylvania State Police are actually private police forces which are owned by people who are running coal mines. And their job is explicitly to control the workers who are trying to unionize for rights.
I ain't trying to get in the air all this coal mine stuff. I'm focusing on my people. But it's some good stuff. It's some good information. There's some good information in here. But
of police.
The cops not protecting us. We gotta protect us.
The ability to police crime or inequality or poverty or races or whatever was the social problem to be solved by law enforcement was always an act of political power and discretion. And it just so happens
the police wasn't created to solve no problem. The only problem they was created to solve was the black problem that the white folks created. That's what they was created for. Don't y'all forget about this concentration camp, the Devil's Punch Bowl. This, don't y'all forget about this now. Let me let Phil tell it. Let Phil tell it.
You know, there's a lot of things within the history of America that's been hidden from all of us, especially us within the Black community. And if you allow this school system to educate you and not really educate yourself, you're not going to know much of anything. Now, there was a place called the Devil's Punch Bowl in Natchez, Mississippi. And this was a concentration camp for Black people. America never speak about the concentration camp that they have for Black people. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Untouched fruit falls to the ground near the banks of the Mississippi River.
They talk about there's the most beautiful wild peach groves down in the Punch Bowl.
And researcher Paula Westbrook says, like a peach, the area known as the Devil's Punch Bowl has a pit, a mass grave from the 1860s. Historians estimate that in 1 year, up to 20,000 freed slaves died in contraband camps below these bluffs.
When the slaves were released from the plantations during the occupation, they overran Natchez, and the population went from about 10,000 to 120,000 overnight.
So they decided to build an encampment for them at Devil's Punch Bowl, which they walled off and wouldn't let them out.
Don Estes is the former director of the Natchez City Cemetery.
I just put my own tombstone right there. You see Estes?
Learning history's been his life. He says Union troops ordered recaptured black men to perform hard labor.
Right down, right here.
While women and children were all but left to die in the 3 punch bowl prisons.
Disease broke out among them, smallpox being the main one, and thousands died. They were begging to get out, turn me loose and I'll go home back to the plantation, anywhere but there. But they wouldn't let them out.
The Union Army did not allow them to remove the bodies from the camp. They just gave them shovels and said, bury them where they drop.
And I'd really like to show you more of this terrain, but it's just too thick with greenery. These bluffs are also straight down, so not only is it dangerous to navigate, it's still very mysterious back there.
It's a bed of alligators and snakes. It would take Indiana Jones to get back in there at this point.
Then you come on up washing away bluffs and at the Devil's Punch Bowl that has so many people that no one knows how they got killed or when, and they're still down there wasted.
And even to this day, they talk about wild peach trees that come up down there, but no one in Natchez will eat them because they know what the fertilizer was.
When these people come up to you and act like they're the beacons of morality, and you should imitate them and be more like them, and say you're savage and you're inferior, I'll understand something. You have never did the things that these people have done. Now, just imagine you are getting off the plantation, are being treated like a slave. You're free. And because these Union soldiers, not Confederate soldiers, Union soldiers capture you, men, women, and children, put you in a concentration camp. Put the men in one area, the women and children in another area. The women and children were walled off with concrete walls, and they were just left to starve and die. Women and children, just evil, demonic people. Then you had the men was put to so much hard labor that they was begging to go back to the plantation. That's how bad it was. And did you hear in 1 year, 20,000 black people died?
Okay. All right. Don't y'all forget about that now. Now, let me see here. Working prisoners help them save money. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Don't forget this, y'all. Take this with you. Even Brett trying to get some prison labor. Even he tried to get some of that prison labor. Let's tell you what he think. Wonder how long this is. Let me see how long is it. A minute. I'll let it ride.
Ex-NFL QB Brett Favre considered prison labor to build volleyball facility. Court documents released show that former NFL star Brett Favre allegedly sank to new lows in the Mississippi welfare scandal when he suggested that a free workforce be used to build a volleyball facility at his daughter's school. Favre, who won an NFL title and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, introduced the idea of using inmate labor to finish off the volleyball facility at the University of Southern Mississippi. According to court documents obtained by Michelle Steele of ESPN, Favre used over $5 million intended for welfare recipients to help build the indoor stadium while his daughter attended USM. Mississippi, the poorest state in the nation, was also the state that resisted civil rights gains most ardently and violently during the 1960s. Not surprising to most astute observers, Mississippi has the highest incarceration rate of any state or nation on earth. A former director of the Mississippi Department of Human Services, John Davis, has already pled guilty to federal and state felony charges in a conspiracy to misappropriate welfare money. Nancy New and her son Zachary New, officers of a nonprofit, pleaded guilty to state charges of misusing welfare money. All three have agreed to turn state's evidence against other participants in this mushrooming state scandal.
Okay, that's it. Let me see here.
Graphic photos of Kobe Bryant crash scene reportedly shared by deputies.
No, we ain't doing Kobe today. All right, but y'all see what it is. I didn't know. I'm right here in the state. Didn't know they leading the world in mass incarceration. Okay, why don't y'all mass incarcerate Brett and doggone Brian? How about that? Why don't y'all double up on the bees? Brett and Brian. Y'all double up on that. Brett Favre and Phil Bryan, and y'all already got Nancy though. Y'all don't want to. Y'all say y'all reserve that for black folks, don't you? Using that as population control. You Hebrews is upliving the promise that the Most High said y'all was going to be numerous. Most High also said he was going to destroy us, so we be left few in numbers amongst our enemies. He also said that in his word. And then he also said that we was going to be a burden to all the kingdoms. You shall be burdens unto all the kingdoms of the earth. Let me show y'all that. Long as you in the Most High's good graces, you all right. All right. Let me show y'all that Deuteronomy 28:25. Yeah. I'm compartmentalizing. I go to work when I get mad. I go to work. While I was watching that video of this brother, where he at? While I was watching video of that brother, this video was coming to mind. Just like this. I don't even have to think. It come to my mind in layers. I didn't do it the other day because I saw Mikael was doing one. And I was tired. So I'm doing it now. Let me see, 28, 25. That's what I said. Is it? 28. Okay, 28, 25. Yahweh shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and thou shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. I'm looking for one verse, and you shall become a burden to all the nations. All right. Troublesome. Let me see if it's troublesome. I get confused sometimes. King James. Let's see, trouble. You see. Anyway. Let me see here. That's why you wonder why we can't get no rest nowhere. It's leading me all over the place. I didn't put no script in. But yeah. And you shall become troublesome. Let me try it one more time. I don't want to give up so fast. Deuteronomy 20. That's it. And you shall become troublesome to all the kingdoms of the earth. Deuteronomy 28:25. So that was a verse, but okay. All right. The Most High got all their numbers. That's right. Let me see what else I got. I'm about to the end. Yeah. These rural towns, they ain't got no jobs going. Think about it. You got these little old towns probably with a few people. Okay, who gonna fix their roads? You gonna get the Negroes to fix the road. I've been out there weed eating for 8 hours. It didn't take me long to figure out working is a better route. I'm in here working for free. I can get out and work for me. Weed eating all day long. I can hold a weed eater without a strap. Cutting grass all day long. I mean, the Most High hold us accountable because we his people. Okay? But yeah. All right. But anyway, y'all can read that yourself. They'll go sit a prison over there. What? Think about it. Here's some more stuff I did. Okay. Look at this. Now, see, this is also Hands of Eon. What's that? I don't know what you're talking about, Onika. Anyway, this is burning the candle at both ends. Burn the candle at both ends. Okay, you got the inmate. Okay, you got the unemployment rate. How is people gonna get jobs if you're using the inmates to do the work? Oh, hurricane. Send me a link. I hadn't even looked at that stuff. Send me a link. Put a link in the chat. But yeah, you wonder why your unemployment is so high. Okay. While we out there doing work, we can't pay off our fine when we get out of prison. We out here working. Even if you were making a few dollars a day, you could put that money back so you could have somewhere to stay when you get out. I don't care if you did 20 years. Let's see, I was at 2006. They gonna give you like $20 and a foot out the door. That's what you gonna get. How is you supposed to have a roof over your head when you get out? How is you gonna get some food? Because you can't get government assistance because you got a record now. How is you gonna eat? See, that's the problem with these private prisons. See, how is you gonna, okay, you got it when you get out, they're gonna give you about $20. And that's usually a bus ticket. Some people don't have cars. Some people don't have people to come get them. Okay, all right, where you gonna eat? Where you gonna live? Where you gonna get your clothes? How you gonna catch up on your child support? This is by design. They don't want you to succeed. But the Most High made them out of a lie, dealing with me. The Most High made them out of a lie. Okay? Yeah, they reserve government assistance. They lie like we get most of it. We don't know. The only thing we lead in is in death, police death, and bad stuff. But anyway, this I know it's an old article, but look, the prisons can get sued by not having empty beds, and y'all already know they're using slave labor. They're using slave labor. That's why you're unemployment. They don't want to pay people a fair wage for their work. Okay, cool. If you don't want to pay people for a fair wage for working, then the cost of living should go down. Bologna, bologna, that's partly pork. But a sandwich shouldn't be sky high. A doggone pack of lunch meat, turkey meat, or whatever you're gonna eat shouldn't be sky high. The price is going up, the cost of living going up, the rent is going up, the utilities are going up, but the pay ain't going up. That's a recipe for prison. That's what that is. That's an equation for prison. That's an equation for lawlessness. That's an equation for crime. They want to do all these nefarious things and then talk about these niggas is out of control with your lead pipes, your malnourished because you ain't getting proper food. You can't afford to buy good food. All the good food is high. Then they want to say these niggas is crazy. No, don't let them slide with that. It's a known fact. All the bad stuff is in our area. All the liquor stores. Tell you what, put all that stuff that you got in the black neighborhood in the white folks' neighborhood and see what happens. Put all the bad water that messes with your mind. These old shots that your scientists done tweaked to where they are bioweapons and they work bad. They work way worse on black people than they do white people. This is a fact. That's one of the videos they took down. See, you ain't letting them get away with it. Your mind got to have proper nourishment to operate proper. See, if your mind's sharp, you're gonna get up out the ghetto without them. So they want to sabotage your mind, teaching you lies, giving you white Jesus and all other stuff. But anyway, I don't went in on tirade, but let me okay. I don't know what just happened, but a big old pop-up just popped up. Okay. Private prison quotas. They got a quota. When did this come out? 2013. In other words, somebody got to be in jail. Somebody got to be in jail. They're not getting their own. They letting their own rapists go. I'm not, they get a few here and there. That's why when I went to prison, it was mostly black folk. Wasn't hardly no white guys in there. Wasn't hardly no white guys. I knew something was wrong then. But all right. Let me see here. Let me see what I got. Let me close this out. Yeah, using inmate labor. They help them keep their taxes lower. Okay, if the cities can't afford to pay taxes, what makes them think I can afford to pay taxes? Why not lower the taxes? Why not stop taxing? Why not keep the cost of living right? You see, is this? Oh, that's Twitter. I already clicked on that. Is this a link? I'm telling y'all, this ain't number one big old concentration camp. They got Negroes concentrated. That's why I call it concentrated. They got Negroes concentrated in the projects. They got Negroes concentrated in the prisons. They got Negroes concentrated in certain areas where the bad water is. Concentrated. Wherever there's a high population of us, watch out. All right? Just watch them devils. I'd rather be around my own people than them anyway. All right? ACLU examine coercion, exploitation, and prison labor. When did this come out? Let me see when this come out. This just come out. Let me read some of this. And ain't nobody going to jail. See, they'll say that the U.S. is doing this and U.S. ain't nothing going to change. They'll tell you the white supremacists is getting guns and blowing up stuff, but they don't enact no legislation. They don't enforce no mass incarceration of the white supremacist terrorists that's been bombing and killing our people since we've been here. No legislation. And yet they can still pass out flyers from door to door. They can recruit people to kill black folks on college campuses. They can get up in the police department. The feds know they're in the police department and leave them in there. Telling you, this is a concentration camp. We are POWs. We are behind enemy lines. Baruch 4:3. All right, let me keep going. All right, incarcerated workers generate billions of dollars worth of goods and services annually, but are paid pennies per hour without proper training or opportunity to build skills for careers after release. Okay. You can't even get that same job. Let's just say you working for a rocket company behind prison. Okay, you should be qualified. You've been working up in there for years, right? But when you get out, you can't get that same job. They don't want you. They want slave labor, which brings to mind another Bible verse. Y'all know Revelation and Isaiah. This is for you heathens out there. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword, the poison water, the bad food, your police department where you don't do nothing about it, the justice system that funnel us in these concentrated areas so you can target us, must be killed with the sword. Here is the patient. and faith of the saints. Boy, the faith gonna be increased and the patience. We're gonna kick back and watch when the Most High start doing what he do. Shalom. There's gonna be some patience and some faith increase. All right. I know it's another one in Isaiah. That ain't it. All right. Isaiah 16:19, ain't it? I think it's Isaiah 16:19. Yeah. Let me go to Isaiah 16:19. I think that's what it is. No, that ain't it. Is it Jeremiah? Let me go while I'm in Isaiah. Let me go to 42:22 then. While I'm in Isaiah, let me go to 42:22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled, all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none say restore. Hid in prison houses. Isaiah 42:22. There it is in the Bible. There go your mass incarceration right there. There go your mass incarceration. Here it is, Jeremiah 16:19. Oh, Yah, my strength and my fortress. That's right. We're going to live in the Most High. Because we get outside the Most High, they got poison water waiting on us. We get outside of the fortress of the Most High, they got the race soldiers waiting on us. We get outside the will of the Most High, we got Satan waiting on us. So, oh, Yah, my fortress, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge. In the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, surely our fathers has inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. I'm looking for the captivity. Let me see who. But that's a good verse, though. It's a good verse, though. Hallelujah for that. Okay, Isaiah 14:2. All right. And the people shall take them, what people? Us. If I'm dead, our people. And bring them to their place. They love to put Negroes in their so-called place. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids. Y'all devils gonna have to put in some work. I didn't own slaves. Tell that to the Most High. I didn't own slaves either. But yet we were slaves. Anyway, all right. And you continuously do it now while you hush about it, while you try to camouflage it and repackage it and keep the slavery going. You convict leasing, y'all, stuff like that. All right. Okay, okay. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captive they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. This never happened to the people in Israel today. What oppressors did they rule over? Okay. They didn't take, they don't possess their captives. All right, now look at the black men, the exonerations of black men. They make up charges on Negroes. This here's an audible. I done got crunk up, I guess. Look at them. They just make up a lie. See, that's why we got to fight for our brothers and sisters. Exonerations of Black America rise to more than 1,600. See, this ain't no coincidence. There's a system in place. More than 2/3 of people exonerated in wrongful death conviction last year were black. This is by design. See. And since this article come out, some more men done been exonerated. Telling y'all, don't y'all cry for America. Nope, get out the way. But all right, let me get back on track. Let me bring this to an end. I'm getting close to 2 hours. Hold on. I thought about doing another video, fam. What y'all think? Thought about doing another video about that heifer that lied on go get about slavery. I thought about doing another. What y'all think? I'm asking y'all what y'all think. Joel 3, chapter 8, coming right up. That's that so-called day of the Lord, as they call it. They don't want to see it. They don't, yeah. Let me see, Joel 3 and 8. All right, I guess I'll wait on the other video. And I was, okay, let me read some of this. Okay. Verse 6, the children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye may remove them far from their border. When we remove far from their from our border, I was gonna call it. Hold on. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither you have sold them. Look, the Most High said He gonna raise us up out of the place where we were sold. Our refuge is the Most High. Get inside of His will. All right, and will return your recompense upon your own head. All right. Okay. Verse 8, what Brother Amos said, and I will sell your sons and your daughters. So you can say you didn't own slaves if you want to. The sons and daughters, I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabaeans, to a people far off. For Yahweh has spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare for war. You got His people in concentration camps and continuously been in concentration. Prepare for war. Wake up the mighty men and get all the men of war, and let all the men of war draw near, and let them come up. Beat your plowshares and the swords. Get your weapons ready. You devils, y'all doing all these acts of war. You've been doing them for centuries, trying to hide. Okay, get your weapons ready, devils. All you Americans and you Romans and you Europeans, get your weapons. All you Russians and you Chinamans, get it together. Everybody that's outside of the will of the Most High, even Africans, get your weapons ready. Arm your weapons. Get it going, because it's gonna be popping. Y'all might want to start stockpiling your weapons. But we all know how that ends. The book of 2nd Ezra, the book of 4th Ezra. We all know how that ends. Mashiach, the book of Revelation. We all know who y'all think Mashiach destroyed in the book of Revelation and the book of 2nd Ezra or 4th Ezra. He's destroying these devils. That's who. And I'm showing you why they got a punishment coming, why they got destruction coming. See? Well, yeah. Let's see, I showed that video. Okay, I showed that. I'm showing y'all. And y'all might want to go, if they take this video down, y'all go to Patreon or Rumble. Patreon or Rumble. They probably gonna take it down, because I ain't really hold back. Y'all get y'all stuff together. Y'all want to fight? The color of justice, racial and ethnic disparity in state prison. In other words, it's mostly black folks. I don't care about no Black Lives Matter. All these white-owned organizations. Yeah, they leading into captivity by deception. BLM is leading people mentally into captivity. Got people thinking that they're supporting a good cause. They lead them into captivity. There are more ways to be led into captivity. You get this up here, boy, you control the body can be manipulated into doing detrimental things on autopilot. All right. I ain't gonna read that, but show you where to go. Black prisoners. It's mostly black men in jail, okay? It goes right back to Isaiah 42:22, hid in prison houses, mass incarceration of our people. And these devils think they ain't gonna get, they think they're gonna get off. They think they're gonna ride off into the sunset. They think they're gonna ride off into the sunset. I was gonna show this, but this is another type of hunting. I was gonna name the video Most Hunted or something. But yeah, they used to do this too. Look, get a license to go hunt black folk. See, they still got them. They just don't tell us about it. They call it police shooting. They call it suicide. They still got their nigga hunting license. They call it suicide. They call it police involved shooting. Yeah, they still got the license. What you waiting on to say? We got a license to hunt you, Negro. That's what y'all waiting on, huh? Is that what y'all waiting on? Yeah, they gonna wish they were raptured away. They gonna wish they were raptured. See, talking about a darn flag. Set your flag on fire. That what you think the Klan is? They ain't nothing but a big old, but like they going on a doggone African safari. Get together in a truck like they going on an African safari, like they getting a lion or somebody, a deer or something. It's all right. Family, I think that's about it. Somebody asked what the other video, but I'm probably gonna wait till tomorrow. Here, I show the thumbnail though. Let me close some of these tabs out. Okay. Let me show the thumbnail. It's about prison. Let me see if I got a video. Hold on. Yeah, y'all might want to. Yeah, they probably gonna take this video down. I forgot to show this video. It's another guy that died. Oh yeah, let me show this video. I sent it to myself. It's another guy that died. Marshall County is not that far from here. That in and of itself gonna bring disease. Somebody dead, they don't need to be in there. You need to get them out of there. Understand? Yeah. Well, I'm finna end this video. I got another video on standby. Address y'all remember that video, that woman lying about let me see, can I pull it up right quick? I might just show it. Lying about the supply chain. the supply chain, the slave. I'm gonna show y'all the fallacy, the stupidity of that. Let's see what's this. Let me just type it in. Hold on. Let me see. Let me type it in. Let me find it to you.
Somebody who regularly comes on our network, Hillary Fordwich, recently made an appearance on CNN where host Don Lemon asked her about the royal family and reparations.
Ayan Hirsi Ali was raised a devout Muslim, but she says
that's 14 minutes. I'm not doing 14 minutes. Hold on. Let me watch this one.
Somebody who regularly comes on our network, Hillary Fordwich, recently made an appearance on CNN where host Don Lemon asked her about the royal family and reparations. So see how this unfolded.
And then you have those who are asking for reparations for colonialism, and they're wondering, you know, $100 billion, $24 billion here and there, 500 million there. Some people want to be paid back, and members of the public are wondering, why are we suffering when you are, you know, you have all of this vast wealth? Those are legitimate concerns.
Well, I think you're right about reparations in terms of if people want it, though, what they need to do is you always need to go back to the beginning of a supply chain. Where was the beginning of the supply chain?
Y'all know where the beginning of the supply chain was? The Catholics created a supply chain. And the next lie she's going to tell is Africans were selling their own people. How does that work? Look at it like this. If the United States starts selling their own people into slavery, people could tear this country down. They're not going to let their kinfolk go. They were not selling each other. They were selling people they was at war with. And number three, white folks was involved in chattel slavery. Nobody else was involved in that. Chattel slavery is something way totally different than what the African was involved with. You like in Dutch, you work for so many years and you go. That ain't, see, this is lie on top of lie. That's what I was going to address. I was just going to show a couple videos that line up with what I was just saying.
That was in Africa, and when across the entire world, when the slavery was taking place, which was the first nation in the world that abolished slavery? The first nation in the world to abolish it. It was started by William Wilberforce, was the British. In Great Britain, they abolished slavery. 2,000 naval men died on the high seas trying to stop slavery. Why? Because the African kings were rounding up their own people. They had them on cages waiting in the beaches. No,
that is a lie. That is a lie. See, these folks don't do them a lie. I told y'all. If their lips is moving, y'all look and listen for the lie. If their lips is moving. Telling y'all. Telling y'all. Now, see, the Africans should be cutting up about this. Like they ain't got sense enough not to sell their own people. Look at it this way. Your tribe is like a big old family. Look, if I sell everybody out my own house, who gonna help me protect the house? Come on now. Who gonna help to protect the house? If you selling your own people, how you gonna protect your kingdom? Your kingdom ain't gonna last. That's what I was gonna address. But anyway, if y'all think I should do it, well, I know y'all part time. It's been on here 2 hours.
one was running into Africa to get them. And I think you're totally right. If reparations need to be paid, we need to go right back to the beginning of that supply chain and say who was rounding up their own people and having them handcuffed in cages. Absolutely, that's where they should start. And maybe, I don't know, the descendants of those families where they died in the high seas trying to stop the slavery, that those families should receive something.
Talking about giving them that reparation. No. But anyway, I'll address that another day. Right now, I'm finna get out of here, fam. Y'all look for that. I don't know when I get to it. I got a little work I got to do tomorrow. I ain't making y'all no promises tomorrow. What I'm saying. But anyway, y'all take care. Love y'all, family. Shalom and stay humble. Oh yeah, y'all, that QR code right there. The QR code, it'll take you. The first link gonna be Patreon, and the second link gonna take you right to Rumble. The QR code, like if y'all pay attention to that. Scan that code with your phone. All right, it's gonna take you to all the links to what a videos YouTube taking down. All right, because they done got 2 in a row. They probably finna get this one because I ain't hold back too much. All right. Yeah, go back and watch it. Scan that QR code with your camera phone. All right, it's going to take you. The first link going to be Patreon. Please join and donate. It's only $1 if you can. If you can't, we understand. But the same videos will be on Rumble. All right, and go down the list. But anyway, stay humble, family. Love y'all.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sins and will heal their land. Where all this pride coming from, huh? We denied the sun from the jump, number 1. Number 2, we worship all these falsified deities, sending vain praises up, worshiping our enemies. 3, we glorify, put our trust in man, idolizing doctrines that's abominable to man, and we puffed up like we done something, even though the prophets told us that the Lord would turn from us, utterly destroy us, homeland desolate. He told us he would scatter us. Tell me what you thought that meant. Most these pastors teaching nonsense in the pulpits, ministers of Satan. That's who they be fooling with. Doctrines of devils, demons in your reign, sin and iniquity, never-ending pain. Pray the Lord forgive me. I blaspheme His name in my holy ignorance. Have mercy on me, man. Have mercy on me, man. Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, that He may exalt you in due time, casting all your care upon Him, for He cares for you. I was a sinner and I know it, trying to change though. Read scripts, trying to apply them to my life, so I had to make some changes, call it audible. Cause some things I was doing was abominable. Had a slice of humble pie, you should try it, piece. It's that inner self that you should be trying to reach. It's that daily bread that we should be trying to eat. The spirit mindset we should be trying to keep. All this hatred is of Satan, he deceived us all. But if we believe on the Son, he gon' redeem us all. Glorified bodies, but are you teachable? Or do you just want to do what you want to do? That's a question we gotta ask ourselves, because that sounds like self-worship and that's a path to hell. Well, as for me, I'm a humble on down, and with a trembling heart pray for my crown. Now, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. For it is God which worketh in you, both to will and to do of His good pleasure. Do all things without murmurings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of God, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation, among whom ye shine as lights in the world, holding forth the word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Christ, that I have not run in vain, neither labored in vain. Yea, and if I be offered upon the sacrifice and service of your faith, I joy and rejoice with all of you. For the same cause